I have a question. I'm a Braves fan. Could you change the World Series? Could you change?
Could I change it? Oh, could I? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I would take a little more heavy lifting there. Yeah,
I love that. I was actually wondering why you chose that specific moment. Because for me, as a sports fan, as someone who lost my dad not so long ago, I was in tears at Ballroom 20 Wednesday.
Really?
I wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, I got chills, and we're looking at each other, we're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So,
that's nice of you to say that. I mean, there's I don't think people are expecting it to be quite as emotional as it is, and to tap into it, and that's what we're hoping to do for the show, to keep it very, very grounded and relatable, and all the genre-ness and time communication, I think, is much easily absorbed and understood in the context of the emotions that these characters are feeling, and that's what we think is really propelling the show along. So thank you for saying that.
What was it about the movie that made you guys want to adapt it for television?
It was pretty much 100% that what was in the movie, the father-son relationship. And then the idea of changing that to a father-daughter relationship, to us at least, felt even more dynamic and much richer. I think people have this idea of what Daddy's Little Girl is, and I think anyone who's seen the pilot can pretty much see from the jump this isn't Daddy's Little Girl. You know what I mean? I don't really see a dynamic like this on TV right now, and so that's what I found really challenging about it.
Was it being the daughter? Was that decision made after you guys found out that it was going to be on the CW, or were you always planning on it being a father and daughter?
Yeah, that's a good question. We actually had another version of this that was father-son. And it actually hewed much closer to the movie, and then when it went to the CW, they said, we love this original version you did, but is there anything you would change? And I said, honestly, with a little bit of time and hindsight, I would change that central relationship, because it just felt it felt like it was also free us much more from the original movie, and so in that way it was creatively much more exciting.
So how do you make it, the alternate realities, not confusing to the audience?
I mean, it's an excellent question. I think if you've seen the pilot, I don't think the pilot is confusing at all. And I think we were prepared for it to be confusing, and that we could have done a couple of things to help out, but we found that people, pretty much for the most part, were able to follow. So I think there are a lot of rules built into a show like this, but we're trying to keep those rules sort of like the scaffolding, the infrastructure, and not dwell too heavily on them in terms of telling the audience every rule. I think it's much more fun if you experience it and you're figuring out and you're understanding it. We're really giving our audience a lot of credit here that they can keep up, and they want a show that feels a little bit complex emotionally and story-wise. I think on an episodic basis, no episode feels the same. We're taking a lot of risks with the type of episodes that we're doing. And again, I think people, hopefully, there's always these central relationships at the heart of it, but the way these episodes are going feel a bit unpredictable, so pretty happy with it so far.
There are a lot of cliffhangers in episodes to come.
Lots of what?
Like a lot of cliffhangers.
A lot of cliffhangers?
Yeah, like is it going to be a show where it's like cliffhanger after cliffhanger, or is it going to be...
You got cliffhangers, you got emotional moments, you got moral choices that get to be made. We'll give you cliffhangers. I mean, yeah. But absolutely, because there's a mystery at the heart of it. So there's a lot of you got to pay attention. There's a mystery. A lot of things being dropped, some of them are cliffhangery, absolutely. There's a family drama, so there's a lot of heavy emotional, in a good way, moments. And there's the genre aspect of it all, which sort of rears its beautiful head at the moments that these two very non-genre people least expect it. So they're constantly confronted with being two very ordinary people living an extraordinary sort of existence, and we think it can keep on chugging. Yeah.
Both of you guys
what was one of your favorite discoveries out of actually getting to put the pilot down, like getting to go from the script, from your initial idea, to seeing it and working with the actors? What was the thing that you discovered, or what you really liked best about seeing that process? Getting work done.
One of the biggest discoveries, I think, this was a movie, right? So to have had the chance to bring on these actors who completely made this their own. I've done an adaptation from another project before, and there's always that moment where you don't want to be overshadowed by what was before. You want to pay respect to what was before, but you also want to be seen as sort of like forging your own path. And these guys just grabbed it and ran with it, and that was incredibly exciting. We were able to do some more improvisation than we thought. The sort of operating sort of mantra on the set is slice of life, slice of life. We're telling an extraordinary story that should feel like it's happening in your own kitchen, in your own backyard, and so far that seems to be turning out okay. Yeah.
Can you talk about the choice? You cast a young actress to play the mom, so like age her.
Right.
I'm guessing, was that easier to like age a young actress to be older than taking an older actress and aging her younger?
Yeah, technically speaking, it's easier to age up than to age down, right? So so that's one of the trickier aspects of it all, to get that right. And I think folks, once you buy into it, you buy into it. You know what I mean? But that's something that will occur on every episode. There will be people you'll see in different eras that will be older or younger. Yeah.
Great. Thanks, guys.
Cool. Thanks very much, guys.